y'all, this is Marley K. Hope y'all are well. Got a story that I want to share with you. It's really important. It's tied into the global order shift, COP28, and the agenda at hand. Say that. So I don't know. I didn't report to you all because I just didn't get around to doing the story last week that the Pope got sick last week, so he could not attend COP28, but he was sending representatives. And so on December the 3rd, he released another message, and he's still been busy talking. And what he says apparently carries a lot of weight because the media has been talking about it. And he's been putting out information through various Catholic organizations. But there are several stories that I'm going to do about the Pope this week so that you will understand where we are in the big scheme of things. And they are really important because they are specific to the U.S. and different denominations of believers. So I'm trying to choose my words wisely, so I apologize for the gaps. Got to be careful because we know about what's happening with censorship. If you don't know what I'm referring to, you will have to go to my Rumble channel and look at the latest video that I posted because it's a video that I share about what is happening with social media and why a lot of people are not able to speak and a lot of information is not being shared. So let's get into it. So this is the Pope urges world religions to unite against environmental devastation. In Dubai, December the 3rd, Pope Francis said on Sunday that it is essential for all the world religions to unite in opposing the rapacious devastation of the environment. The 86-year-old Pope had planned to preside at the opening of the Faith Pavilion at the COP28 climate conference in Dubai, but a lung inflammation forced him to remain in the Vatican. I wonder if it's that or we found out, and so everybody's watching now. A lot of people, not I say everybody, a lot of people are paying attention now. So it says Secretary of State Cardinal Pietro Parolin read the Pope's message in his place, as he did with Francis's main address to the conference on Saturday. Religions, as voices of conscience for humanity, remind us that we are finite creatures, possessed of a need for the infinite, the Pope said, noting that a faith pavilion was a first at a COP conference. And that's the conference that they have for climate in concert with the Sustainable Development Goals and the WEF's agenda and whatever else they got, we don't know nothing about. For we are indeed mortal. We have our limits, and protecting life also entails opposing the rapacious illusion of omnipotence that is devastating our planet. He said, what is he even saying? You see how he don't never be saying nothing? And he never uses any scripture. He just talks like he's God. So this is what we have to be careful about, because he is acting like he is the intermediary between us and our Creator. And that is not so. Religions, he said, need urgently to act for the sake of the environment, educate their members to sober and fraternal lifestyles instead of wasteful ones, and work for a return to the individual contemplation of nature's grandeur. Okay, whatever he said. This is an essential obligation for religions. It's an essential obligation for religions. And he is over everybody telling everybody to do it. How does he have this authority? Who gave him this authority? Why is he the authority? Nobody's questioning any of these things. Like, why can't some other religion, champion something else? Why is this the thing that needs to be championed? So it's really still perplexing that people aren't questioning why he gets so much power, but we know why. This is an essential obligation for religions, which are called to teach contemplation, since creation is not only an ecosystem to preserve, but also a gift to embrace, Francis said. Oh, what in the world? Mm-mm-mm. A world poor in contemplation will be a world polluted in soul, a world that will continue to discard people and produce waste, he said. In his main address to the conference on Saturday, Francis repeated his call for the elimination of fossil fuels. So you remember I was telling y'all about the getting rid of the fossil fuel cars and all that stuff. This is where we're going. So if you got a car that uses gas, they're trying to eliminate that. And so you only got a couple of years. They're trying to eliminate natural gas. I was talking to a young lady yesterday who lives in subsidized housing, and she has gas, and she was talking about how the gas bothers her. But it wasn't so much as that, but I just started talking to her about the agenda to remove the gas stoves out of the house and go electric. And she was like, how do you know that? And then I was telling her about the thermostat. She was like, well, how do you know that? Because I have nothing to do with, I don't live in subsidized housing, but I understand what's happening as far as the global order shift and the climate agenda and the legislation that was passed a couple of years ago to make these transitions. And so we were having two different discussions. We were talking about the things that are getting ready to take place in her apartment complex, but she's also Christian. And so I was able to connect the dots and, tell her this is a part of Revelation 13 and end time prophecy. And so she was very interested. And so I was able to enlighten her and hopefully awaken her. So I'm waiting on her to send me a message so that I can share some information with her about that. And now we also even talked about worship and the Sabbath. And so people are paying attention. They just can't always connect the dots. This says hundreds of Catholic institutions around the globe have announced plans to divest from them, the fossil fuels. But a Reuters investigation found that in the United States, listen to this, the world's top oil and gas producer, and where about a quarter of the population is Catholic, not a single diocese has announced it has let go of its fossil fuel assets. In his address to faith leaders, Francis also said peace and stewardship to the planet were interdependent. Before our very eyes, we could see how wars and conflicts are harming the environment and dividing nations, hindering a common commitment to addressing shared problems like the protection of the planet, he said. So, anyway, the man is talking peace and safety before sudden destruction. Sudden destruction may not look the way that you anticipate it's going to look, but global imprisonment is coming. And this one world religion is already here. He's giving it to you right now. So, that is what I want to share with you, give you an update on the Pope and what he's saying. And I have other stories that I'll be sharing with you too about how American Christians and the faith community, Christian community, is being targeted and being set up and scapegoated. So, at the end of the day, it's all about us. And we have to keep that in the forefronts of our minds. And I'll connect the dots later. All right. This is Marley K, and I'm out.